out the game link, so I'm going to quickly do that for all of you. So, we're doing something kind of new here. Our first pre-game interview, and I have Coach Tony Borelli here with me today. Look at this guy. Not the mastermind of it all, but he definitely is a mastermind in his own right. Steve Sowers, obviously. The Napoleon over here. The field general himself. So, obviously, we're a third of the way through the season now. How are we feeling, right? Obviously, the record stands at 4-4. It's a nice even 500. It's a good place to be at this point in the season.
Yeah, so going into this game, we have a lot of momentum going. I know that we had a tough game on Friday night. It didn't go our way, but we battled hard, and we had a lot of good momentum and good things that we want to build off of from that game into tonight's game and just going forward in general. Really think we're finding our groove now and how we want to play and what our style is, and it's a step in the right direction.
Rutgers obviously plays a lot of close games against you guys, 1-2 goal differentials, obviously, when the score finally comes out. What's the key and what are the positives you're taking from last night's game to this one to potentially emulate a win here?
Yeah,
because obviously the Lehigh game was very similar.
Yes, yeah. So with that being said, we want to continue to build off that and keep our momentum going. Try to get up to an early start like we did against Lehigh. We scored the first goal less than 2 minutes into the game. So if we can do that again here today and put the pressure on them, get them off their game. They traveled here, so they're gonna have in theory bust legs, but you never know. Just don't want to let them get the momentum early and try to establish our game early and force them to play our style of hockey.
Last question. Obviously, every year we introduce a few new rookies. How are they integrated in the lineup and how have they had an impact? I mean, each one of them obviously has a big impact on lineup every year, but in your eyes, how have these rookies had an impact on this lineup in particular? Oh,
it's been great. Just to see the impact they've had being freshmen. Usually you don't get that, but these guys have stepped into roles and expanded their roles and continued to grow and develop in such a short time period. Being it's only
week 9 now, yeah.
And they've continued to keep developing, and it's been great. And it's going to be interesting to see where they are at the end of their college careers.
Yes.
But that being said, Mullen's been doing great. Denny's doing great. Roman's doing great. All these guys are doing great. Landon, great. Hopefully, he had a great assist 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Roman's first goal. So it's been nice to see.
Fortunately, I missed that one.
I know you're under the weather, but it was a great game, and I'm hoping to keep continuing and hopefully get some more first career goals for these guys. Get their first career college goal. The veterans too been helping and lead the way and leading by example, and that's been also a huge part of the reason why these guys I feel like have had such great success early on in their careers.
Obviously, having Buki back in the lineup is a big positive, and of course, Buki, while missing the Alvernia Golden Wolves, had to figure out a new way to play. So I guess my final question is, how did you guys adapt to that? Because we definitely saw there was a little bit of struggles without Buki in the first couple of games. But as we got further on into the injury time, that's when he was out. You guys definitely found a groove on how to operate without him.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, other teams' game plan is probably shutting him down. So it's more or less a continuation of that besides him not being in the active lineup. So that being said, just giving guys an opportunity to take in his role and, teams are not unprepared because they're expecting the game plan for him. He's not in the lineup, so it does also throw their game plan a little bit. And having these guys step in and contribute at an early age has been great, and seeing him flourish too. So now that he's back, it's going to be interesting too because now you add more depth and see what happens.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Hey, no problem. Thanks, Ian.
No problem.
Great work.
Thank you. The Alvernia Golden Wolves stand 4-4 right now. They still lead the division thanks to 2 good wins against Bloomsburg and Bucknell, those divisional opponents, unable to combat the Golden Wolves in fashion, falling respectively 10-3 and 8-4. Some of the Golden Wolves' large pots of the season in regards, and they've gone to the bank against them for the past couple of years. All years that I've been here, they've been exceptional at doing it. Our game starts about 15 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to do a rundown here. The Scarlet Knights every year bring upon a game that's very close to the Golden Wolves. The Golden Wolves keep up with the Scarlet Knights, but the last ends of the game can't deal the blow. Today, it's going to rely heavily on the lines being very disciplined, right? Rutgers gets a power play goal here and there every now and then, and I think last year they had 1 or 2, and that was the deciding factor when we went to Aston in the tournament. We see this team 2 times in a row. We'll see them next week, November 2nd, I want to say. And that will be certainly something to see. It's a spectacle, obviously. We talk about the rookies, of course. Some guys still waiting on goals. Andrew Denny And Andrew Denny, you see him get closer and closer every day, the way he splits the defense, gets through the gaps, drives to that net, and he gets stopped just shy of it. He's had a couple of good chances in the last couple of games to try to get back on that road and maybe hit something into the back of the net there, but no dice as of current. We talk about Joey Mullen, obviously. Joey Mullen, nothing short of immaculate so far. He has netted himself goal after goal for a rookie. And I don't think he's exactly a point per game, but he's very close to it. Just incredible for a guy playing on the lines that he does. And, he's earned himself some first-line minutes. He plays with the first power play unit. He plays with the penalty kill occasionally. Kind of threw him out there. He was thrown into that fire once Buki kind of came out. And he lived up to the challenge. Talking also about another rookie, Evan Conabier, right? One of the lone defensemen brought into this organization. In fact, I believe the only defenseman integrated night after night. Evan has shown himself to be a fundamentalist, sticking to his game plan and constantly playing in a responsible manner. You see the guy make very few mistakes, and when he does make those mistakes, he's quick to fix and he's quick to regain the momentum for his defensive group. And you've seen him play with a multitude of people. Reese Wilson has been one, and I love seeing those two obviously together because Reese Wilson, very much the same as Evan. He has a little bit more of an offensive punch, Reese Wilson does, but it's good to see those two operate in tandem as their game styles and the way that they try to operate are very similar in the fundamental principles. The Golden Wolves look to go back into the win column here today at their first home game of the season. It's been a long-awaited one, and we're going to get back to you guys with that one in just about 12 minutes. Thank you so much for joining me for the Alvernia pregame, and we'll see you at game start. It's almost game time here as the Alvernia Golden Wolves look to get back in the win column in their first home game of the season. Finally, a team that won't cancel on us. Taking a close loss there, a 2-1 loss in Lehigh the other night on Friday. It was a very valiant game. Chris Playcomb got a goal 2 minutes in. A strike by the Mountain Hawks to get it level, and then it was just a goaltending matchup after that. Just did not go the way of Duncan McDowell. All credit to the team, though, for doing the work that they did in that game. They played a full and complete game nonetheless. This is a Scarlet Knights team that every year go pound for pound against the Golden Wolves and play it really close to the chest against them. It's normally a 1 to 2 goal differential in the final score. But to take away the positive of the last game, the containment of the Mountain Hawks was definitely number one. As well as also Duncan McDowell looking great in net. Obviously only being on year 2 and seeing a couple more games than he did last year. Now that the rotation's gone threefold instead of just twofold. So we expect a lot from this team here tonight. Looking at 4:30 start, just about 4:30 for the teams to hit the ice for their practice, and then obviously we're a little bit north of that at this point. But the game will be underway. We assume Jackson Lesko will start tonight, backed up by Duncan McDowell, obviously. McDowell had the last start. High time, Lesko gets back in net. Carson Lopez will sit. Third straight emergency goaltender on the off chance that something really bad happens. He's got his gear nearby, so it's nice. And these Jets are going to try to take one home. At home, funny enough. Rutgers has only brought one goaltender in Gordy. Not a whole lot of recognizable names from last year, at least I see. I recognize Kim, obviously. And Smith also looks familiar. But a lot of new Rutgers Scarlet Knights here this year. And if the Golden Wolves want to win this game, they have to stay out of the box, play really disciplined here tonight, right? They can't have a breakdown halfway through the game. And it wasn't a breakdown, I'd say. But halfway through the game, they were taking a lot of penalties. They were losing that momentum on the gas. They regained it in the third, and it didn't work out their way. But in order to beat a Scarlet Knights crew, they definitely are going to need to stay out of that box and do a consistent job of playing a disciplined game. And good things will come. last meetings. It looks like Lesko will start net today. He's been out there for most of the time. I thought it was going to be the case, although you never know. Duncan McDowell is a solid starter nonetheless, and reliable to say the least. When you put him in action, he can do it. Scarlet nice defensive group here today, but only brought 110 in what looks to be, I believe that's 40. I ain't quite to the back of the jersey. He's kind of tangling away from me the whole time. By the way, it appears they'll send out Miller's line. And he'll get some action with Sabov. 2 unmarked players, number 28 and number... I don't know, the other guys didn't even have a number. Meanwhile, the usual suspects, Claycomb, Buki, Wilson, Juswick, and Maurer. Jackson Lesko's last appearance in that resulted in an 8-4 win against the Bucknell Bison, an opponent that unfortunately we were unable to face in my first year due to complications with the ice machine, which I'll admit the rink definitely does have an interesting ice machine. Start second win. They'll give McDowell the rest. He put up a huge fight in the Lehigh game. Obviously stopping all but 2 of the shots he faced. One being the dagger. They'll send Ben Maurer to the side, Craig Clum to the center, Buki on the other area, Juswick and Wilson in the back as Alvernia wins the first faceoff. Ben Maurer goes back to Wilson. Tried to find Buki, who was deep in, just couldn't quite get to it. Phil Juswick goes down ice. Maurer clears it in. The Golden Wolves north on offense right now. Knocked off the puck, shot coming in. And that was a quick one. Went off the pads, up and out. But the physical contact creating the chance there. They're going to allow for changes here. Only 20 seconds in, the Golden Wolves already putting up a threatening shot. Thanks to the efforts of, I believe Buki was the one that laid the hit, big body. Wilson on the outside goes inside to Buki. Playing tic-tac goal, shot coming in, saved, and snagged out of the air there by Gordy. Gordy number 79 there for the Scarlet Knights. Has never seen action against the Golden Wolves. This will be his first official. Face off once again won by the Golden Wolves, just nobody home to collect. That one cleared in. They're gonna play dump and chase. The Scarlet Knights trying to operate within the zone. No dice, shot coming in, and a nice save by Lesko. Early on, pound for pound, they got 2 saves. 1 for each man. Lesko has seen action against Rutgers. The second game that they faced, not the one in, shot coming in, goes wide, but not the one that they were playing in Aston, the other one. Try to remember the date. By the way, out of the air there by Gordy. Hilpel able to put one on that and get his group a nice advantageous face-off area position. They're in for some offense. The face-off has to be won by Brendan Fergus. No problem, Fergus says. Pilch not able to quite get over to it. Peoples trying to keep it in. Breaking out are the Scarlet Knights. Hampered along the way. Peoples is going to escape with the puck now. Going back in the other direction. Caught in between the skates with Scarlet Knight out in front, trying to center for something. It's Pilpel, shot! Blocked in the traffic area there, right out in front of net. It's Ciccarelli. Chicky celebrated his 20th on the Friday game at Lehigh. Didn't get a goal in that one, but maybe he can cap off the weekend with one. Shot coming in there, saved by Gordy. As they change lines, Conabeer and Winter will join the defense. A rare combo mix-up you'll see. Normally you see Conabeer with a junior-senior defenseman. Joey Mullen going to collect the puck. Dom Garcia and Andrew Denny waiting. It goes over to Vaughn Winter. Winter has to chip it back in. Tries to find Mullen. Garcia will be on the far side waiting. Goes to Mullen. Mullen has to turn on a dime. Trying to drive the net, go to the bag, couldn't quite get there. Alvernia keeps a hold. That one's out of the zone and trying to get back in for some offense there was Conabeer. Dom Garcia has to operate 200 feet down ice from behind his own net. They got to go all the way back. They'll try to advance to neutral ice. They force the Scarlet Knights out after they intercept the puck, but they're going to have a way to get back in here. They're going to play dump and chase on this one, though. Not being too overly aggressive with it. It'll be Vaughn Winter along the boards. He tries to get himself. Whoa, and that's a dangerous shot out in front there. He actually got contact with it. Trying to set it for something. Blocked the long way. Trying to get it out is Garcia. 2-6 come together. That cancels out the play. Rutgers nearly had a shot. Trying again for a shot. That's high by Craven. I think he was trying to pass it in. Either way, it's stuck in neutral ice now. Mullen will change. Miller and Denny in a little bit of pushing battle, trying to knock each other off the puck there. Conabeer goes around the boards and finds Juswick. Juswick to Waldron. Waldron diving into the zone. Shot! Oh, it's out in front. It was a loose biscuit. And that could have been a bank cash in all day. Shot coming in. Going back the other way. The Scarlet Knights lose it. They're going to be forced to shoot it up into the netting nearly. Stays in play just luckily for them. And the Golden Wolves have to operate another 200-foot play if they want to get back on offense. It'll be Reese Wilson from Keith Waldron. Waldron gave it to Wilson, then it was sent over to Juswick inside the Waldron. Waldron gets it out. He's going to get the loose biscuit on the blue line there. Just a little bit too heavy of a pass there. Was trying to get it clear, though, in case the Scarlet Knights were trying to enter for some offensive zone. Francisco in a battle for the puck with Torrey. Juswick gets in the way. Phil Juswick sends it along for Reese Wilson. Down ice they go. Kept in by Reese Wilson. Wilson going around from behind the net, trying to operate out in front. Nothing home. That'll force Ben Maurer out. Phil Juswick takes a shot in. Nearly snagged out of the air. Just a little bit too high for the goaltender, Gordy. Maurer has the puck, trying to operate from behind the net. In comes Maurer. Maurer shoots it out in front, trying to get someone open out in that area. Nobody home. From behind the net works Logan Buki. Buki shoots it. Gets blocked in the traffic along the way, and that puck's going to sail about 180 feet down the ice. Sends it down, and we'll get our first icing of the game, it appears. And no, never mind, no icing. Must have been a Scarlet. The Scarlet Knights trying to operate for some offense here. They're going to go back 200 feet. Knocked off the puck there by Peoples using the big body, and that puck's out of the zone. Trying to go in for it is Buki. Buki tripped up along the way. No shot coming in, saved by Gordy. And they didn't blow the whistle. That was very confusing. But the ref's waiting on line changes here. The Golden Wolves are going to send out Pilpel, Fergus, and Ciccarelli again. They'll be backed up by Bellantoni and Peoples. Not a bad lineup to have out there as we fall just south of the 5-minute mark at 14:55. That goes to Peoples. Peoples shoots it in. Takes deflection. Brendan Fergus, the benefactor of a nice deflection. And he has his second in 2 games. And the Golden Wolves strike early, 14:49. The time of the marker, 5:11 in the first period. That's Brendan Fergus. And what a hit laid out. That's a power hit right there by Bellantoni. You don't see him lay those too often. Ryan Pilpel trying to operate with Ciccarelli. Ciccarelli driving in. This line already has a goal shot coming in. Shot again! And then the back of the net! And once again, that looks to be... I couldn't see who went to the pile there, but I think that's Fergus. And sorry. Is that... Yes, that's Fergus, 2 for 2 today. Fergus, 2 for 2 today. He went to the bank twice, and he's cashed in both times, putting this Rutgers team down. That goal coming 5:33 in the first period. The goal's 22 seconds apart, and Fergus is 1 away from a hat trick on the day. Rutgers trying to drive in. Nice batting side by Lesko with the stick. Trying to play baseball there. Just not quite the home run type shot out that you were thinking for. Down ice, this line's attempting to operate for a third. Ciccarelli, oh, it went on net. Just couldn't squeak past. Trying to keep the puck in. It's Conabier. Conabier has it along the boards. It's sent behind. The Scarlet Knights pick it up, and they're trying to work down zone. No. As Joe